This is the end zone. Let's move the chains because the Big Ten is officially coming back. They have basically retracted what they said earlier in the year when they declared that they weren't playing football. The Big Ten is officially playing football this year. Games start October 24th, and they will hold a Big Ten championship on December 19th. Now, they will not be playing a 10-game schedule like most other conferences. They're only playing 8 games. Now, what does this mean in the long run for the Big Ten in this season? Well, the College Football Playoff Committee, they have to approve the Big Ten rejoining the playoffs this year. And among that committee and among the decision makers are also representatives from each of the Power 5 conferences and other conferences in college football. So the ACC, Notre Dame, the SEC, and the Big 12 all have a huge role in deciding whether or not the Big Ten can actually play in the college football playoffs this season. I assume they're going to let the Big Ten play. It just makes sense. I don't see why they would hold the Big Ten back necessarily. I know they have 8 games, but if a team like Ohio State goes undefeated, or maybe Michigan, I don't see them getting left outside of the playoffs because they play 2 less games. There's going to be an asterisk or a star, whatever you want to call it, on this season, no matter what, because, well, it doesn't look like the Pac-12 is playing because the commissioner came out and said that this Big Ten situation isn't really affecting the Pac-12 situation. I don't really see the Pac-12 playing with California. California is probably the biggest hurdle they have this season. And there's been some negativity around the Big Ten's decision. I saw one reporter with a completely awful take on NPR or CNN or whatever. She said that this was the darkest day in the Big Ten football's history because of players getting put at risk. Listen, football is a dangerous sport. Okay, if you're really for players' safety or for students' safety, then you would be against playing football because brain injuries, torn ACLs, broken bones, torn ligaments, the list goes on and on. I mean, we have people dying in practice last year at Maryland. I think it was last year, maybe the year before. It's not a safe sport. So I see what you're trying to say about COVID-19 and how it's dangerous. But football is not a safe sport by any means. People are spearing at each other, hitting each other with their heads. We know that there's a lot of CTE-related issues with these players after college, years down the line. So when you're trying to argue that COVID-19 is creating more danger for the players, I see what you're saying. But then again, it's also football, and you have to remember that COVID-19 really isn't affecting as many young people as it is old people, and more young people in college football than old people. So I see what people are trying to say, but to say that this is the darkest day in Big Ten history because they're deciding and folding is what she said, basically, to the SEC, the ACC, Notre Dame, and Big 12. They have doctors. They have people who actually know the virus. I'm not going to sit here and act like I know the virus, but they have people who know what they're talking about and are telling them, you can play college football, and the players want to play anyways. So I'm excited that the Big Ten is coming back. I think it's the right thing to do, and I hopefully, the Pac-12 makes the same decision. I'd love to know your opinions down below. As always, thanks for watching the End Zone. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment so we can move the chains.